He was the department's best once. Rocco, a sleek, muscular German shepherd, had saved lives, sniffed out danger in ways no human ever could, and stood fearless in the line of duty. But after one fateful night, the fire in him died. His partner was shot during a raid gone wrong, right in front of him. Rocco tried to protect him, lunged at the shooter with everything he had, but it was too late. The loss broke him. From that day forward, the brave K9 refused to work with anyone. He wouldn't listen, wouldn't train, wouldn't even make eye contact. Multiple handlers tried. None lasted more than a week. Growls replaced loyalty. Silence replaced obedience. He was a dog now bound by trauma, caged by memories too dark for words. And just when everyone was ready to give up, to label him damaged, a blind boy walked into the training center, and whispered one single word that would change everything. If you believe in kindness, second chances, or the unbreakable bond between humans and animals, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel Pawsitive Tales, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us keep these true and touching stories alive. The boy's name was Eli. He was 11 years old, slight and pale, with curly brown hair and thick sunglasses that hid eyes that hadn't seen light since birth. He held a white cane in one hand and the arm of his mother in the other. His small fingers trembled slightly, but not from fear. Eli had always wanted a dog, not just any dog, but one with a purpose. One that could be his eyes, his friend, his anchor in a world of shadows. He'd been on a waitlist for a guide dog for almost 2 years, and when the letter came in saying he'd finally been matched, his heart nearly exploded with joy. But no one told him until that morning that the dog in question was Rocco. The broken one. The one nobody could reach. Rocco stood in his kennel, silent and cold, his ears twitching as the new boy entered. Other dogs barked or wagged tails, Rocco didn't move. Eli tilted his head and smiled softly. "Hi," he whispered. That was all. One word, gentle, clear, full of trust. For the first time in over a year, Rocco moved forward, slowly, cautiously, nose twitching, eyes locked on this strange boy who didn't look him in the eye, didn't reach out aggressively, didn't demand anything. Just stood there. Quiet. Kind. Still. Trainers watching through the glass were stunned. Rocco had snarled at seasoned officers and refused food from top handlers. But now, he pressed his nose softly into the boy's palm. A nudge. A breath. A beginning. At first, it was small things. Rocco would follow Eli when he walked the indoor ring with a trainer. He'd sit when asked, but only if Eli gave the command. Everyone said it was coincidence, a fluke, maybe the dog was just tolerating him. But then came the test. A loud crash in the next room, a dropped metal tray, harsh and sudden. Every dog flinched. Rocco stepped in front of Eli, stood stiff and alert, ears up, body shielding the boy instinctively. It was the first time he'd protected someone since that night, the night he lost his partner. Tears filled the eyes of the trainer standing nearby. Something was waking up in Rocco. Something deep. Something sacred. Over the following weeks, Eli and Rocco became inseparable. Eli had never had something, who truly saw him, even though he couldn't see. Kids at school whispered. Some pitied him, others just avoided him altogether. He was the blind boy. That's all most saw. But Rocco didn't see blindness. He saw bravery. He saw gentleness. He saw someone who, like him, carried invisible scars. And Eli saw, through touch, sound, and trust, a dog with a heart too big for words. But not everyone believed in the pairing. One officer, skeptical and stern, argued to the training board that Rocco was unpredictable and dangerous. "You're putting a child's life at risk," he said coldly. "That dog has PTSD. He's not a pet. He's a liability." Eli overheard one of those meetings and went home crying that night. "What if they take him away?" he whispered to his mom as she held him in bed. "What if they think we're not good enough for each other?" The next day, Eli asked to speak to the officer. Trembling, he stood in front of the man, Rocco by his side, and said, "I know you think he's broken. But I think he's just waiting for someone to believe in him." And maybe I am too. The officer said nothing at first. Just stared at the boy, at the dog sitting silently beside him, one paw on the boy's shoe. Then, slowly, he nodded. The board approved the placement. Rocco was officially Eli's service dog. What followed was a transformation more profound than anyone could have imagined. With Rocco by his side, Eli grew in ways that shocked his teachers and therapists. He walked taller, smiled more, even joined the school's debate club. If you can speak from the heart, his mother said, you can speak to anyone. And he did, about dogs, about blindness, about bravery. And Rocco? He became a new legend, not the aggressive, cold canine they thought they'd lost, but a protector reborn. But the story doesn't end there. One day, while walking home from school, Eli and Rocco heard a scream. A toddler had wandered too close to the riverbank at the edge of the park. A stroller was overturned. A mother was running, screaming for help. Eli couldn't see, but Rocco could. Before anyone else reacted, Rocco took off, pulling Eli with precision toward the noise. When they reached the edge, Eli dropped to his knees and gave the command he'd been practicing for months, help. Rocco leapt into the water. Moments later, he was back, soaked, panting, and dragging a small, shivering child by the shirt collar, safe and sound. The news spread like wildfire. The damaged dog had saved a life again. And this time, it was because of Eli. Because one boy believed when no one else would. Because one word, "hi," had shattered the walls around a wounded heart. Today, Rocco and Eli speak at schools and police departments around the country. They tell their story not with polished speeches, but with real moments. A dog curled around a boy's legs. A boy who sees with his soul. And the quiet, powerful truth that healing doesn't always look like what we expect. Sometimes, it walks in on 4 legs and meets you in your darkest hour. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs a reminder of hope, healing, and second chances. Subscribe to Pawsitive Tales for more stories that celebrate the bond between animals and humans. Your support means the world to us. Before you go, tell us in the comments, what one word changed your life, or someone else's? We'd love to feature your story in a future video.